Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we're going to be delving deep into the gripping tale of the Bloodline saga in the WWE Universe. Back in part 1, we witnessed the history of the achievements of the almighty Anoa'i family members, and in today's second video, we're going to be focusing more on Roman Reigns' return from leukemia treatment, as well as embracing the much darker side of his persona, aligning himself with the enigmatic Paul Heyman, who took the role of the wise man. And ever since then, the Bloodline has been on a meteoric rise, dominating the WWE landscape like never before. So, what does the future hold for Bloodlines? Will they continue their reign of dominance, or will internal conflict finally tear them apart? Let's go ahead and break it down. After an absolutely astonishing 5-month hiatus, Roman Reigns made his electrifying return to the ring, but this wasn't a Roman Reigns WWE universe that we've ever seen before. In an absolutely shocking turn of events, Reigns unleashed a vicious assault on The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and Braun Strowman, nearly crowned Universal Champion, marking his first heel turn since 2014. The WWE landscape trembled as Reigns embraced the darkness, shattering the image of the beloved hero he once portrayed. And then, on the August 28th episode of SmackDown, the puzzle pieces began to fall into place, where it was revealed that Reigns had allied with Paul Heyman, the master strategist and manipulator of the WWE Universe. 2 days later, at Payback, Reigns cemented his reign of terror by triumphing over Wyatt and Strowman in a no-holds-barred triple threat match, capturing his second Universal Championship. The reign of the Bloodlines has finally begun. And what makes the Bloodline saga truly compelling is the complexity of its characters. Once a face, Roman Reigns now walks a fine line between the darkness and redemption. His journey has been one of evolution, challenging the notion of being a champion. Roman Reigns versus the Uso rivalry. A pivotal moment occurred on September 4th's episode of SmackDown, thrusting one member of the Bloodline into the spotlight. With Big E sidelined due to a storyline injury, Jey Uso stepped up to the plate, filling his shoes in a high-stakes, fatal four-way match, where he emerged victorious in a stunning turn of events by pinning Riddle and securing his first ever singles championship opportunity. The stage was set for a clash of titans at Clash of Champions, where Jey Uso ended up facing off against his own flesh and blood Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, but the stakes were higher than ever before. In a heart-wrenching turn of events, Jimmy Uso, Jey's brother, threw in the towel during the match, signaling Jey's defeat by technical knockout at the hands of Reigns. But the story was far from over, as Jey Uso faced Reigns again at the namesake event, Hell in a Cell, this time in a brutal I Quit match with a chilling stipulation. If Jey lost, he would be forced to bend to Reigns' will or risk being cast out of the family forever. In a gut-wrenching display of power and dominance, Reigns attacked the injured Jimmy Uso, asking Jey to say "I quit" to be able to save his brother from future harm. The Usos bow down to Reigns. On the October 30th episode of SmackDown, Jey found himself at a crossroads, facing off against the formidable Daniel Bryan with a coveted spot on Team SmackDown at Survivor Series, which was hanging in the balance. In a hard-fought battle, Jey emerged victorious, punching his ticket to Survivor Series, and after the match, at the behest of the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, Jey unleashed a vicious attack on Daniel Bryan, marking his heel turn and solidifying his allegiance to the Tribal Chief. From that moment on, Jey Uso became more than just a member of the Bloodlines. He became Reigns' trusted right-hand man, earning himself the moniker Main Event Jey Uso. With Jimmy injured, Jey reached to the top of his heights run by winning Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, his first singles accolade in WWE. The return of Jimmy Uso on the May 7th episode of SmackDown sparked a chain reaction of tension as well as turmoil within the Bloodlines. Jimmy's disapproval of the alliance between Jey and Reigns became glaringly apparent as he publicly denounced Jey as, quote, Reigns' bitch, and began wearing a defiant t-shirt proclaiming, quote, nobody's bitch. However, on June 4th's episode of SmackDown, the Usos reunited the challenge of Mysterio for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The match was controversial as the referee failed to even notice that Jimmy's shoulder was up during the pin. they earned the rematch the same night that Roman Reigns attacked Dom Mysterio to be able to cause a DQ. The ensuing debate between Reigns and Jimmy over the brutality of Reigns' actions had reached a boiling point, culminating in Jay temporarily walking out on the June 11th episode of SmackDown. In a surprising turn, Jimmy offered his assistance to Reigns during his Hell in a Cell match with Rey Mysterio on the June 18th episode of SmackDown, symbolizing a fragile reconciliation between the two. On July 9th episode of SmackDown, Jey Uso returned triumphantly, but it wasn't just any old return, as it marked the rekindling of a powerful connection, a bond that runs thicker than blood. Both Usos standing side by side, pledging their allegiance to one man, Roman Reigns. Double championship gold for all. At Money in the Bank, the stakes were absolutely high, and tensions were also at an all-time high, as the Usos had stepped into the ring against the Mysterios in search of tag team gold. In a thrilling match on the kickoff pre-show, the Usos once again proved their dominance, emerging victorious and capturing the titles for the 5th time. Roman beat Edge in the main event to continue his dominance, and all three men continued their successful title defenses in the upcoming WWE Premium Live events. WrestleMania 38 was a historic night, as the Bloodlines added yet another chapter of their story to dominance. Roman Reigns stepped into the ring with Brock Lesnar, the WWE Championship hanging in the balance, and when the final bell rang, it was Reigns who stood above all, overcoming the Beast Incarnate to capture the WWE Championship. The victory made Roman Reigns the only superstar in WWE history to unite WWE and Universal Championships. Roman Reigns became the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, and the Usos continued their reign of dominance by defeating RK Bro on the May 20th episode of SmackDown. And with this victory, they became the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, making all members of the Bloodlines double champions. The inclusion of Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa. Sami Zayn, who was involved in a heated feud with Drew McIntyre, began his try to become a member of the Bloodlines, adding an extra flavor to the already developed storyline. The tribal chief didn't trust him initially, but soon enough, he earned his place by proving his loyalty. At Clash of the Castle, Roman Reigns was about to lose the undisputed Universal Champion, but he always has a plan B. Solo Sikoa had emerged out of nowhere and helped him retain the belt against Drew McIntyre. Sikoa was the youngest brother of the Usos and was a superstar in WWE developmental territory, the NXT. Later, Sikoa had won the North American Championship in NXT, making all the members champions again. Bloodline Civil War. At WWE Royal Rumble 2023, Roman Reigns ended up beating Kevin Owens for the undisputed Universal Championship, but the victory was not enough for the Bloodlines, as in a shocking turn of events, they unleashed a vicious assault on Owens, cementing their authority in the ring. It was a brutal display of power, with Reigns at the helm orchestrating the onslaught. And even then, amidst all the chaos, came the betrayal that shook the WWE Universe to the core. Sami Zayn, of all things, who was long thought to be aligned with Reigns, had turned his back on the champion. At the Elimination Chamber, the bonds of the Bloodline began to fray, with Jey, conflicted by loyalty, intervened to prevent Reigns from unleashing his fury upon Zayn. WrestleMania 39 brought both triumph as well as tribulation for the Bloodline. While they suffered a setback in losing the tag team titles, Reigns retained his Universal Championship, proving his resilience in a face of adversity. As the pressure mounted, Sikoa's actions threatened to tear the family apart. Backlash then became a battleground for the Bloodlines, with Jimmy's refusal to yield the title to Reigns, which ignited, of course, a confrontation. At Night of Champions, the Usos' betrayal of Reigns marked a turning point in the saga, with Sikoa choosing to stand by Reigns' side and expel Jimmy from the group. At Money in the Bank looms, the stage was set for the ultimate showdown, the Bloodline Civil War. In this intense battle of emotions, the Usos emerged victorious, giving Reigns his first direct pinfall loss since 2019. Jey Uso split from the Bloodline. At SummerSlam, tensions within the Bloodline reached a boiling point as Jimmy appeared to betray his brother Jey. With victory seemingly within Jay's grasp, Jimmy inverted, pulling him from the ring and delivering a devastating super kick, allowing Reigns to secure the victory. However, on the August 11th episode of SmackDown, Jimmy offered a surprising revelation for his betrayal. He had confessed that his actions were driven by fear of all things. Fear that if Jay ascended to the role of tribal chief, the power would corrupt him beyond recognition. Enraged by his brother's betrayal, Jay unleashed his fury upon Reigns, Sikoa, and Jimmy. In a display of defiance, he decided to quit WWE. Later, on Cody's request, he returned to the September 1st episode of Raw with a changed theme. Cody Rhodes and The Rock's involvement. The Bloodline War continued as Cody and Jey Uso allied, with Jay and Rhodes winning the tag team gold, but Jimmy Uso later betraying them as they lost the title to Judgment Day. Reigns then had a short feud with Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight, beating all three at Royal Rumble. After winning the Royal Rumble 2024, Cody Rhodes, who was fueled by determination and ambition, challenged Roman Reigns for the Universal title at WrestleMania 40. 2 weeks later, the landscape of the WWE undergoes a thunderous blast as none other than The Rock himself, the titan of the industry, aligns himself with the Bloodline, making a stunning heel turn after decades as a beloved figure. At WrestleMania 40 Night 1, tensions boil over as Reigns and The Rock join forces to be able to take on the formidable duo of Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. In a display of dominance, the Bloodline emerges victorious, setting the stage for the ultimate showdown. And on WrestleMania 40 Night 2, the WWE Universe holds its breath as Reigns and Rhodes square off in a battle for the ages. In a stunning upset, Rhodes emerges victorious, dethroning Reigns and ending his historic 1,316-day reign as champion. Bloodlines 2.0. In the aftermath of WrestleMania 40, as Roman Reigns and The Rock enter a hiatus, a new era dawns on SmackDown with the arrival of Tama Tonga, making his long-awaited debut alongside Solo Sikoa. Paul Heyman, who is usually a master of words, is speechless as Solo takes charge, directing Tonga in a brutal assault on Jimmy Uso. The dominance which was displayed by this new alliance left the WWE Universe in awe. Solo Sikoa had confidently asserted his dominance when he arrived in a sleek black SUV, all dressed in a sharp suit that befits his newfound status. Though, despite Heyman's inquiries, Sikoa remains resolute, ignoring his counsel as he charts his path. The brutality of Sikoa and Tonga knows no bounds as they unleashed a savage assault on Kevin Owens, leaving him broken and bleeding. Clearly, this new alliance is a force to be reckoned with, and their reign of dominance shows no sign of abating. Plus, there's even whispers of WWE's signing of Jacob Fatu spreading like wildfire, anticipating reaches of a fever pitch. With Fatu's addition to the fold, the new Bloodline promises to be much stronger than ever before. Will Bloodlines lead to Rock versus Roman Reigns at the next WrestleMania? The dominance and insurgent Solo Sikoa showed in the recent episode of SmackDown will definitely add a new layer to the Bloodline stories. Roman will possibly regret adding The Rock to the Bloodline, as he was the reason that many superstars came to rescue Cody at WrestleMania. There's even a stunning revelation that can lead us to possibly assuming that The Rock might just be pulling the strings behind the scenes, orchestrating all of Solo Sikoa's brutal assaults, and establishing a new era of ruthless aggression within the Bloodline. Now, under the guidance of The Rock, the Bloodline transforms into an unstoppable juggernaut with Solo, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu standing shoulder to shoulder, ready to assert their dominance over the WWE landscape. And as the WWE landscape continues to be reshaped by the dramatic twists and turns of the Bloodline saga, there's one question which heavily weighs on the minds of fans everywhere. When will the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, make his return to reclaim his throne? Because with every passing day, the demand for Reign grows louder and louder as fans everywhere eagerly await the moment when the tribal chief will again grace the stage and reclaim his rightful place at the top of the mountain. Reigns is advertised for the SmackDown episode near SummerSlam, which would be an ideal time for his return. A Wargame match and its possibilities. As Jey Uso is going after WWE World Heavyweight Championship Damian Priest, it's not certain that he's going to actually win the championship. Now, it is believed that the WWE gave him the opportunity due to the fact that he had a great performance last year and his moniker for the main event, Jey Uso. However, all eyes are on the impending return of Jimmy Uso following his absence after the vicious assault by Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. But when Jimmy does return, he's not going to be alone. Despite their differences and their WrestleMania showdown, WWE can again develop a bond between the two brothers as the stage is set for a reunion. As the Usos prepare to reunite and be able to take on Sikoa and Tonga, adding Paul Heyman to their ranks does add an unexpected twist, but just as things are going to seem to reach a stalemate, Fatu's arrival tilts the scale again, giving Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga the numerical advantage that they need to maintain their dominance. As the tension does reach its boiling point in the battle between the Usos and the formidable bloodline factions of Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu, a game-changing development unfolds within the return of the honorary Usi, Sami Zayn, into the fray. Sami Zayn's return to the bloodline marks a significant turning point in the ongoing saga, reigniting the flames of his previous stint with the faction as well as adding a crucial advantage to the babyface team. With The Rock and Roman Reigns joining their version of the bloodline, the next view will be the Survivor Series Wargames. As the rivalry between Roman Reigns' bloodline and The Rock's bloodline reaches a fever pitch, the WWE Universe braces itself for the ultimate clash of titans. A Wargames match defining a generation. The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania 41. A slow build will begin from the Wargames match, culminating in what could arguably be the biggest main event in WrestleMania history: Roman Reigns versus The Rock. With both Reigns and The Rock rarely gracing the WWE Universe with their presence, the anticipation for their eventual clash grows with every passing week. It's a slow story progression that adds intrigue to their inevitable confrontation. The War of the Worlds between the Great One and the Tribal Chief will escalate so much so that they will have to bring their long-standing family feud to the forefront at some point. With every verbal jab, the tension between them mounts, setting the stage for an explosive showdown at WrestleMania 41. So the question now goes to you, the viewer. Do you see the Bloodlines headline for another WrestleMania? Let us know in the comments section below, and also subscribe to the channel as well as ding that notification bell so you never miss out on more wrestling news.